Yes, we are.
Slim and smooth.
This is smooth.
Ask a black guy.
Black guy, ask.
There's never a shortage of topics to talk about. In fact, can I talk about the eggs you just made me? So I came over before we recorded. Smooth says he's going to cook me some breakfast. And graciously, I took him up on his offer. They were the saltiest motherfucking eggs I've ever had in my life.
Well, he went to complain. Like, oh, these eggs are salty. And I told him, no, you just got white people taste buds. That's all. He'll be all right. So, no. They might have been a little salty. And to his credit, I've been over salting things this week. I don't know what the problem is. I made chicken salad yesterday, and I over salted it to the point where I had to make more chicken today just to mix into the original batch so I can balance it out.
So it's a real thing. White people taste buds are real is what you're saying.
Well, I mean, white people are real, therefore their taste buds have to be real. Right?
Although, if I'm going to make an observation based in honesty here, mm-hmm. I will go out on a limb and say that black people probably do like things on the saltier side. Is that true? Do they?
Bitch, please. You motherfucker. You have my cooking before. That's the first time I ever gave you some salty food.
I've had your cooking before.
So the eggs, all right. The eggs were a little salty. I give you that.
You just said that your chicken salad was salty.
Yeah, I oversalted it. I don't by accident. Wait. First of all, yesterday I was shaking the salt in, and I shook a little too much. Like it came out the bat. Like you know how you be shaking a little bit and then too much come out. That's what happened yesterday.
Okay, well that explains that.
Today it was a little. I made turkey sausage too, and if you know anything about turkey sausage, breakfast sausage, first turkey is very difficult to season. You have to season turkey because it's bland as shit. So I had some extra seasoning and I used too much into the eggs, which I was like, all right, that was my fault. I'll take the blame for that. I miscalculated.
I will say that while you did make me some turkey burgers a while back,
yeah,
they were good.
Yeah.
But those motherfuckers were salty too.
That's ridiculous.
Now, you don't think that there's a higher than average amount of black people that have a cholesterol issue and like a sodium issue? Isn't that like a real stat? I mean, I wish we could bring up live.
But it's the foods here. Though. It's not just. You can't just say it's salt. Like because some people don't even eat salt.
It's high salt foods, right?
High sodium.
Yeah.
I mean. But there's a lot of soul food. So a lot of soul food is high in sodium.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, but it's not salty. It's seasoned.
It's the same thing.
There's some no. There's a difference between salty food and seasoned food. Completely different.
I'm not
salty is just too much salt.
I don't want to get in on all that.
And I know, like I said, on the egg, I fucked up on eggs today. I get that. You will never get another fucking egg in this house again.
All I know is that I've been drinking water incessantly after I've had these eggs.
You also complained that it was too cold. I had to turn the air down. It's 67 degrees.
Motherfucker, it's 60 degrees in here.
67.
God damn.
Bro. What do you want? 85 degrees in the house?
I'm just saying. It's uncomfortable.
Jeez.
Then I don't feel like I want to live in a morgue.
Skinny people. It's not a morgue. Well, I do like it cold.
I know you do.
I like to sleep. I can only sleep
in the cold. Man. Big men run hot, dude.
I do run hot. I run very hot.
It's just science.
Terrible.
Well, how about this transition? Talking about cholesterol and high sodium intake. We had a listener write in. And
can I do it?
Yeah, go ahead. This is actually pretty interesting.
No, I want you to do it. I just want to do my thing. You gotta talk over this.
This is fucking weird. Anyhow, we had a listener ask, why does it seem that black people distrust doctors? Now, this is honestly something I never knew was a thing. Never crossed my mind as being some sort of a racially linked topic.
Yeah. Well,
but Smooth, apparently you have a take on this.
No, there's no take. It's fact.
See, this is
so it's not so.
Blows my mind.
It's not like all black people don't trust doctors. The medical field has done a lot of black people a disservice. If you want to go currently,
how so?
I wish I would have quoted this article.
Speak about it in general.
So it was shown that black women who go to the doctors and try to get treatment for like pregnancy and all this other stuff like that.
Treatment for what? Say it again?
Treatment, like pregnancy treatment and stuff like that. And even just regular checkups and treatments, they get, like, the doctors don't listen to what they say. They feel like they're just exaggerating their symptoms and they turn them away on shit. This was a big thing, like maybe like a year ago. I can't remember what article it was. But that's just piggybacking on, you ever heard of Tuskegee experiment?
Well, not the experiment so much, but everybody knows the Tuskegee Airmen.
The Tuskegee Airmen. All right.
Mm-hmm.
The Tuskegee experiment, where the government purposely injected 600 black people with syphilis to study them, study the effect of syphilis on the human body. Black people thought they were getting a cure, or they thought they were getting like treatment or something like that. They were getting injected with this syphilis.
And that's bad.
1932. Is that bad? Oh, you fucking nasty. So no, and it was legit. That's real, and they didn't know. Yeah, this was.
I've never heard of this.
Look up the Tuskegee experiment. I think it happened in like 1932. And I can't remember how long it happened for.
We gotta start getting a second computer so we can look up.
So you can fact check
like Google shit and stuff.
Dude, this was a real thing. Like the government did that. Like this was from the government. Doctors injected black people.
Wow.
They had no idea they was injected with syphilis, and they were studying them. Black people have a very, very dark history with this country and officials.
Is that a pun on purpose? Like dark history?
Oh, because we're black? No, but no, seriously, bro. Like even if you look at the Oklahoma bombings, what year were the Oklahoma bombings in? Black Wall Street, when they had the race riots.
I mean, there's been race riots.
But what I'm saying is they bombed the fucking town from airplanes. Like
they did that in Philly.
No, the cops did that on the MOVE movement in the 80s because they took up the whole block and they were...
Talk about a fascinating story and a lot of people outside of Philly probably never heard of this.
Yeah, they dropped a bomb on
this. This is wild. Yeah. I mean, they straight dropped a firebomb over an entire neighborhood in Philadelphia. It's wild. Yeah. It's a crazy story. I highly suggest you look it up. Look up the MOVE movement is what it's called. MOVE, right?
Right. Yep.
And it should come right up on Google. It's a crazy story.
Right. But no, back to why you...
Yeah,
a lot of black people don't trust...
What is this?
What do you mean? That's what it was.
So but that's just one incident. You think, do all black people know about this incident?
Where the government sent doctors in who was supposed to be giving people treatment and they injected them with...
No, I get it. But explain to me, is this something that's taught to you as a child, the Tuskegee experiments? And
majority of black people know about the Tuskegee experiments.
Is this why do you have mistrust in doctors?
I hate needles. I hate needles. I'm terrified of needles.
A lot of people hate needles, though. That's a common phobia.
I'm very leery of people. I won't say I have a distrust of doctors, but I am stubborn. Like I don't want to go to the hospital.
That doesn't play into this scenario, though. I'm thinking like we got to talk in generalities when it comes into race. You said black people distrust.
Not all black people. I'm just saying no. But if you want to know where that history of distrust come from, it's because the fucking government sent doctors to infect 600 black people when they thought they were getting help just to fucking study them.
Okay, but
yeah, that's why. That's why.
Well, let's explore the topic a little bit.
So let me ask you a question.
Go.
Right. If you were home.
Why are you yelling at me?
I got a little passionate.
Shouting
I'm sorry. I'm
the
sorry.
microphone's right here, bro.
I don't mean to yell at you.
I got headphones.
I'm not yelling at you. I got a little passionate about that. Sorry.
Apparently.
So let me ask you a question.
Go.
If, let's say, you were 15, 16 years old.
Okay.
You wake up every morning. Your father comes down to the kitchen. He makes you breakfast. He gives you breakfast. You eat the breakfast.
I'm 15 years old. My dad's kissing me?
I'm just saying. Wait.
Is that what you said? He comes down and kisses me?
In the kitchen. In the kitchen. What kind of Tom Brady shit are you on?
Listen, Tom Brady.
Tom Brady kisses his kids on the mouth.
Yeah, I remember that. That's what I swear you said that.
No. Why would I say that?
I don't know. I thought that was really weird. I was like, it's bizarre.
Oh, boy. So anyway, imagine you're 15, 16 years old. Yeah. Every day, your father comes down. He makes you breakfast. Makes you eggs. Makes you pancakes. Makes you bacon. Gives you orange juice. Every day. For about, let's say, I don't know how long it went on. 2 years. 3 years.
Okay. 4
years. 5 years. I don't know how, I can't remember how long it was. Let's say you did it every day.
Okay, go.
Let's say 10 years later, you found out that every day your dad was making you breakfast, he was crushing up glass and putting grinding up glass in your food that was destroying your intestines.
Okay.
And now
I'll entertain this weird scenario.
You have internal bleeding.
Okay.
And you got detrimental health problems.
And I'm
right. And you found out about it. Let 30 years go by.
Okay.
If your dad comes downstairs and make you breakfast again and put a plate on the table in front of you, are you going to eat it?
No.
Why?
Because I don't trust my father.
All right. So
if he tried to kill me with glass.
So why do you understand why a lot of black people have a hard time trusting doctors?
Because I inherently wouldn't think that all fathers would be doing this to their children.
And you wouldn't think that doctors who took an oath to protect, the Hippocratic Oath, would do that to people, period.
So if you're using that argument, then Jewish people would never go to doctors either, because during World War II, they performed all kinds of wild Nazi experiments on Jewish subjects.
Nazis did it, but Nazis also openly hunted Jews. They didn't come to the Jews under the guise of, oh, we're the government, we're doctors here for your health, we're here to help you out, when really we're just fucking you over and killing you.
I'm going to make a ruling on this and say that this isn't a racial thing. I think that there's this kind of mistrust is a personal, is much more personal.
Where do you think it would come from?
Than it is racial. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, well, wait, back up. So the question you asked was, why do black people have a mistrust?
This is the topic that was suggested.
So what I'm saying is,
I didn't
look at the history of black. It's mainly a lot of older black people. Look at the history of this country and how they treated black people and how they treated older black people. Mm. And how they are now. Like, it's not far. It's not far off.
Are you high right now?
No, bro, I'm dead serious.
What about black doctors?
What about black doctors?
Wouldn't that remove some of that mistrust?
I'm not. So
if we're gonna take your line of thought here,
no.
A black doctor remove that mistrust?
No. You can go to older black people probably feel comfortable with the black doctors because for a long time everything was segregated. So, first of all, let's be real. It's only 2020. Jim Crow was a set of laws enacted by the federal government to keep that made segregation legal, keep black people with the blacks, white people with the whites.
Okay.
That wasn't long ago. That wasn't long ago at all. Like, there's people alive now that lived through Jim Crow.
I get it.
Like,
what's your point here? Get to the point.
My point is, you asked me, why do some black people have a distrust for
All right. So to
that's
summarize, so tell me if I'm wrong in summation here.
What?
Because of past.
First of all,
experiments.
It's not every black person. It's not every doctor.
No. I know
it's
that. We don't have to preface.
From.
Listen, everything we talk about, you could preface with that. Clearly, that's not. We're not speaking for all white people, and we're not speaking for all black people. This is a topic that was brought up by a listener, and I thought it was interesting. And clearly, it struck some sort of nerve with you.
Because I got passionate
because
I'm telling you,
and it's something that I've never heard.
Look up the Tuskegee experiment, 1932.
Okay,
I would encourage people to do their own research on it.
You're basing your experience and perspective on this based on an experiment that was done unknowingly to black servicemen, conducted by doctors.
For the federal government,
backed by the federal government, or military, whoever it was.
Not even 100 years ago.
To study something, I don't know what it was. I didn't read this. I will. I'll go.
The effects of syphilis.
Okay,
they injected syphilis.
Okay,
into healthy people,
and so you're saying that some of the mistrust that the black community has towards medical profession doctors is directly related to these types of
older black community. Yes,
directly relates to this type of
practices. These types of practices,
these odd practicings.
Yep.
That were done unbeknownst to black subjects.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. Well, then I learned something today. I didn't want to be shouted at. I got
passionate. I wasn't shouting. I wasn't yelling.
Like I brought this up.
I am a very passionate individual. I speak loudly, especially when I get passionate about something. My voice raises. I'm not yelling out of like I'm angry or I'm mad at you. I'm just, I get passionate about shit sometimes, and my voice.
So do you? I know I asked this already, but do you have distrust? Do you experience this personally? I feel like you danced around that question a little bit.
Do I? Not really.
Like if you got sick with the flu.
No.
Okay, you're not going to die, but if you went to a doctor, you could definitely improve your symptoms.
I'm not. I'm not worried about that now.
So you would go to a doctor?
I would go. I don't have a problem going, but my problem doesn't stem from that at all. My problem is I'm just stubborn. I don't want to go to the doctor at all.
That's a personal thing.
This is a personal thing. It's not mine. My problem doesn't come from that. I'm just a stubborn person. I'm gonna be that old guy that dies on the toilet by himself because he was too stubborn to go to the doctors, and you're gonna find me with my pants down.
Well, let me ask you this. Take it a step further. Let's say you, God forbid, got diagnosed with some cancer. Okay. There's a white doctor who has the same set of skills and specialties as a black doctor. Would you choose the black doctor over the white doctor?
No, I would choose whichever doctor is better for me. Whatever doctor is best.
So race wouldn't come into play at all?
No, not with me. Race wouldn't come in. No. Not really. I wouldn't.
So then I don't think that mistrust lives in you.
I never said it did.
Okay, that's in summation. That was my question to you.
Well,
personally,
that's not to me. It can't be to me personally.
No. The last question I asked.
Oh, the last one.
It was to you personally.
Oh, I guess that can be to me personally.
Sexy.
But no, it doesn't. Yeah, return to sexy voice. I'm bringing sexy back. No, I agree. But no, it wouldn't affect who I pick. I would have to go with who I think is the best qualified, even if they're both equal. At that point, it would be who makes me feel the most comfortable, who I feel like I can trust the most, and who relates to me. Like I already got cancer. I don't want to be in the fucking doctor's office with some fucking square. At least make me laugh or something like that. Give me some good news.
Now you have to believe that in the greater community, that black people probably feel more comfortable with black doctors. I would have to believe that that's a thing, right?
No.
I mean, especially among older community, like you mentioned earlier.
So it would depend. It would depend on everybody's personal experience.
Or your grandparents.
Yeah, it would probably depend on everybody's personal experience. I can't speak on that one. So I mean, it depends on who you relate to, how you relate to. Like, you know, sometimes you get a feeling like, you know, like, oh, this works, this clicks, matches.
Let me ask you this question: if you were texting somebody and said, "I got to go to a doctor," and you know how there's emojis, and you could just pick like a doctor or like a nurse face or whatever. Would you make it the black doctor? Say that you were going to the doctors. Would you make it a black thumbs up versus the white thumbs up?
So, what question are you asking me? Are you asking me would I choose a black? Are you talking about? I'm talking emojis, like black emojis.
I'm talking about racial emojis.
Oh, do I use the black emojis?
Would you use the black doctor?
I use the black emojis.
So I'm going to the doctors and you use the doctor emoji. You would make it a black doctor.
Unless I need to differentiate, like, oh, got my white doctor. I'll make it a white emoji.
Oh, so if your doctor was white, would you use the white emoji?
Maybe if I was being specific, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, being specific. But we got black emojis, so all my emojis are black now.
That's what I'm saying. So that was my follow-up question. You exclusively use black emojis if you're expressing your...
For the most part, but sometimes if I didn't switch them over, I just use it was readily accessible. But if I'm conscious about it, I will press it, I will hold it till the black emojis pop up, and I will pick my proper shade, and boom, that's my black emoji.
That's right, it has shades.
Yeah, they got shades.
Like if you were dark skinned versus real light skinned.
The world is starting to incorporate black people on multiple levels now. You know you made it as a race when you get your own emoji. That's what I'm saying. So.
I think racial emojis are hilarious.
Oh, it's funny. I mean, but it's great.
So you know what I'll do? I'll use black emojis.
So I have a friend, a white guy, who only uses black emojis.
I only use black emojis. I think it's hilarious. I think it throws people off, because especially the thumbs up. I don't use a lot of emojis, but the one I use the most is the thumbs up. Always a black thumb.
That's funny. That's hilarious. I think if you would have used the black emoji, I would have to look like, what the fuck? I would look at it.
See, it throws you off.
It would be funny though.
It's hilarious.
I like it. Black emojis. You gotta love it. Let it be. Shit.
So we were walking together the other day. I don't know if you remember this or not. I was just walking my normal pace.
First of all, Slim, how tall are you?
5'11".
Are you only 5'11"? Really? Just 5'11"?
Yeah.
Wow, I thought you were taller. How much you weigh?
165 pounds.
So his normal pace is a sprint. That's his normal pace.
True. It's just a walk.
Slim, when you go for a run, how many miles do you run?
I mean, my name's Slim, okay? I'm a runner. That's what I do.
Slim, when you go for a run, how many miles do you run? On average?
6.
6 miles. And you want to talk about, you run 6 miles. And you want to talk about walking? And you, because I know where you're going, but go. I'll let you get it out for the audience.
Well, we're walking together. And the entire time we're walking together, all I hear is you bitching 5 feet behind me saying I walk too fast.
Because you fucking speed walk.
Bro.
You walk like you're late to get somewhere.
Why else do you walk? We were heading somewhere. Yeah,
but you walk like you're on a time limit or something. Like you're running out of time to get there.
Bro.
Black people don't walk that fast. We stroll.
Hold up.
We stroll.
If I walked as slow as you walk, it would be painful to me almost.
If you walk as slow as I walk, you will observe twice as much as your environment, and you would enjoy it, and it would be great for you.
You gotta see how slow this guy walks though.
You walk too fast.
It's a shuffle.
No, you walk way too fast.
You call it a stroll?
I stroll. You fucking speed walk.
I just walk.
You speed walk.
And you shuffle.
I stroll.
Your feet drag on the ground.
No, they don't. My feet drag if I'm wearing slippers in the house. Yeah, like because that's what you do. You slide your feet, but not walking. Walking, I just stroll. It's a stroll. I just don't walk so fast. You walk like you got to put out a time bomb or something. Where are you going? To the corner. That's where you're going to. Why are you walking so fast? But I got to get there so fast. What's over there?
I mean, I guess I don't.
You don't.
But I don't consciously think about it either. I just walk the way I walk.
Because you run 6 fucking miles.
So all runners are
first of all, you're tall.
Fast walkers?
You're skinny. You got long legs. So your stride is already naturally 2 of mine. And you walk like you're rushing to get somewhere.
All right, full disclosure. People bust my balls about walking too fast all the time.
See, I know. What
the even my white friends who are like 6'2", 6'3".
Why do you walk so fast? What happened?
My one friend goes all the time. Will call me out and go, "Yo, why are we running to the Wawa right now?"
That's what I'm saying. Why do you walk so fast?
It's something that I've done since I was a kid.
You get chased home from school a lot in Iowa?
No, where?
Iowa? Idaho?
Yeah.
Did you get chased home a lot in Idaho?
When I was an adult for 18 months.
Idaho.
And I don't think it has anything to do with that. I wasn't chased home from school. I felt like I had to chase my dad. My dad's a fast walker, and I think that's where I got it from.
Maybe you were trying to walk out of the family, but you just kept up.
Oh, is that funny? Is that supposed to be a joke? Oh, sorry.
No, maybe he's trying to leave you in one of the corn. Wait, was potatoes Idaho?
Idaho is known for potatoes, yeah.
Maybe is it field of potatoes? How do the potatoes grow? Do they grow up or they grow on a vine or lay on the ground?
They grow on the ground.
In the ground, right? In the dirt. Yeah. All right, I can't use that joke then.
That doesn't work.
I'm going to change it.
But no, I don't think he was trying to leave my family. But he just walked fast.
Maybe he just wanted to leave you.
He was a runner too, though.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. He was big into running.
Yeah, fuck that,
so
man.
Maybe it does have something to do with it.
That's why I won't walk with you.
If any of our listeners are runners, let us know. Podcast@askablackguy.com. Hit us up. Let me know. What do you think?
That is PODCAST at askablackguy.com. I always spell it.
Why?
I don't know. But you notice when I spell it, I always slow down so I don't misspell it.
Yeah, you think. I see the gears turning. The gears are turning in your head.
Oh, I need a vacation.
That's why it's just so easy to say podcast@askablackguy.com.
It is
common
easy.
spelling.
Or check the website, askablackguy.com, and then hit the comment box.
Yep.
And all your information in there. Mm-hmm. All the topics, and we'll just...
You can submit a topic. You can weigh in on topic of the week. Sometimes it's a poll. Sometimes we ask for your comment on it. Tell us what you think. And then we'll read them on a following episode.
Oh, shit. Why not?
What? What are you looking at?
Nothing. I'll go with it.
Huh.
Let's fall on the line.
Oh, you're muttering over there. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
No, I'm on the same page, right? Same page.
All right. Listen, we got a bunch of topics in front of us. What else do you want to talk about?
Whatever you got. Go for it.
All right. Let's see. I got a couple things. We can revisit the Wigger thing a little bit. We had some people comment on that. And then I had a little bit of a spin-off question from that. We could readdress that.
What's the spin-off question?
Well, let me go through some of the other ones. What do you want to hear? Then we did the distrust in doctors. Did that one. Bank accounts. We had somebody ask about the Black community not using bank accounts. And
wait, it's not that they don't use bank accounts. We use bank accounts.
Yeah.
We all have bank accounts.
Of course. But I'm just saying, this was a question from a listener. Yeah. They specifically said bank accounts versus cash in your mattress. Like, they almost like a distrust in banks. Kind of similar to doctors. The doctor scenario, except you replace doctors with banks.
Well, we can answer all the distrust questions
All right, you want to go with that theme? Let's roll with that.
We'll go, but just as a blanket statement, if that listener really needs to know, let me just break it down to as easy as I possibly can, and I don't mean to be condescending. But America, since it was in the beginning, since it was formed.
Buckle in, we're about to get a history lesson here.
Yeah, America has not been kind to black people. I don't know how to explain that.
Yeah, there's a spoiler alert here. I don't know if America has not been kind to black people.
You know what? I hope you get stuck in traffic with explosive diarrhea.
Am I being a dick right now?
No more dickish than normal.
I got on your.
But no, I mean, black people. I mean, especially older black people. Like I said, like they remember, man. America hasn't been nice.
Well, hold on.
Hasn't been very kind.
Let's dissect this a bit. Let's dive in because I think there's a lot to that question, right? It's a loaded question. Obviously, clearly the person had to put something into one sentence, but there's many other things, many other factors at play here. Right. Okay. So you go out into West Philly or in North Philly right now, and you see very few banking institutions. That's a fact.
Wait, what part of West Philly are you talking about?
I'm like the ghetto. I'm talking the hood, dude. Come on. Hold on. No. This isn't debatable here.
So
you have to know that's
here's
true.
Here's the thing.
No.
I'll let you finish.
Yeah, let me finish my thought. So you go out into the hood in Philly, anywhere. You can do North Philly, any ghetto in Philadelphia. There is a lack of banking institutions. There's no getting around that. You cannot debate me on that. Now, what you will see is check cashing places. They're on almost every street corner, every block, dude. It's crazy, right? Along with Chinese-owned businesses, which is another thing that I would like to, or Asian-owned businesses, not necessarily Chinese. That's another thing. We can get into that later. And I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. But that's a fact. Now, whether that's by design or it's just filling a need, I don't know. But that is true. Does it come from a mistrust in banking institutions? Does it come from the way kids are brought up? Do their parents not use banking institutions? Do they feel more comfortable having cash on hand in their pocket under their mattress as a safe way to keep their money?
All right. So I'm going to answer this question in several different parts.
You got to. There's a lot to this.
And, I don't want you to get offended.
Dude, are you serious?
I don't want
offended?
My listeners to get offended. But, no, I'm joking. No. So, seriously. I'm going to answer this in several parts. You said in the hood, there's no banking institutions in the ghettos.
Yes.
How many ghettos in Philadelphia have you hung out in?
I don't hang out in the hood. Don't take this, but I have spent some time there, quite a bit, and I can't get into why.
Okay.
Based on my profession, but I can guarantee you that I spent a lot of time there.
Secondly, black people live in other parts of the city besides the ghetto.
Understood.
Okay. Third part, and if you wonder why there's no banks in the ghetto, there are banks in the ghetto. There's not banks on a residential block. You would have to go to a place that's commercialized because that's the zoning of the city.
Yeah. No,
so there are banks. Right. Also,
but there's a lack of them. If you're in Center City, Philadelphia, there's a bank on every single street corner.
What is also Center City? Everybody in the city comes down to Center City, so I think that would have to do with the foot traffic, that the concentration of people in that area.
Sure.
If you go in the ghettos, there are banks in the ghettos. I think there are enough banks for the concentration of people that in that area. So I would have to say that. As far as black people I feel like I'm missing a part that I want to answer. As far as black people not having bank accounts, black people have bank accounts. Let me write this down because I'm gonna forget this. So black people have bank accounts. They do. I got my first job when I was 16 years old. I didn't have a bank account when I was 16 years old. So I had to go into the bank, cash my check, or go to a check cashing place, cash my check. Their parents have bank accounts. But
did your parents have bank accounts?
You fucking right. My parents have bank accounts. My parents own a house. You can't buy a house without a bank account.
Okay, I'm just asking.
Yeah, you know what? So I don't think it's about bank accounts. I tell you what is lacking in the black community and black family structure is that we don't teach our children about finances and how to be fiscally responsible. And the topic of credit and stuff like that never comes up. Not really, not often.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm trying to remember how old.
So it's an education, it's an upbringing thing almost.
Yeah, it's a educational thing. I would have to say. Yeah. I mean, we don't really have those conversations. I mean,
well, your parents had it with you. You got a bank account, right? Young age.
I mean, but
save your money in this, right?
No, I never had that conversation. Save your money in this. 401k this. I never had that conversation with my parents. You know, I don't think a lot of my friends ever did, or my family ever did either. But it is a conversation that I will have with my children because
it's important to you.
When you become financially educated, it's like, all right, these things are important. But yeah, I mean, but my parents had bank accounts. Black people have bank accounts. But I will talk about the check cashings that you see in the neighborhoods and the Chinese stores that you see in the neighborhood.
I mean, that's a real thing.
Because they all tie in because they're very predatory. They're predatory practices.
That's why they exist.
Yeah. Let's not misunderstand black people, and let's not misunderstand that just because people are in the ghetto that they don't have money. Oh, black people have money. The black dollar is very strong in this country to the point where
what's the black dollar?
The black dollar, the dollars comes from the black communities. That's why these businesses are in the black community, because there's money in the black communities. You see the Chinese stores in every corner. Guess who's in there? Black people every day. They're blowing money in the Chinese stores. Do the Chinese people give back to the black communities? No, they take it back to their neighborhoods. Mm-hmm. Look, everybody comes to the black neighborhood, sets up shop because black people spend money. We never had a problem spending money. Black people never had a problem spending money throughout the history of this country. Never had a problem. They got it, they spend it. So,
but does that come back to the education point you made?
It goes back to the education. It goes back to
goes right back out.
It goes back to the financial education and how we need to open black businesses in black neighborhoods and have black neighborhoods support black businesses, and then have black businesses support black neighborhoods, just like the Jews do. Jews do it all the time. You go into a Jewish community, you're not going to find a black store in there. You're not going to find a Chinese store in there. You're going to find Jewish stores in that community. The money goes to the Jewish store, comes out of the Jewish store, back into the Jewish community. That money circulates 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 times.
You know what other community does that a lot is the Mormons. And when I lived out in Idaho, I really noticed that.
I believe it. I believe it all day long. But the issue is that you have predatory practices by these check cashing places and these payday loan places. They zone in on black people, and they take over.
So they're taking advantage of the lack of the financial education, is what you're saying.
Yes, that's correct.
So you have $1,000 check, right, from whatever work you're doing.
We'll cash it.
You don't even think twice about paying 20% fee on that 1,000.
Me, I'm not paying shit.
I'm just saying in general.
Some people don't. They'll pay $100 to cash it.
Yeah, they won't even think twice about it.
Mm-hmm. So they do. Shit, bro. When I was at so I used to work at this place called ShopRite, right?
A grocery store. And
you get paid. And for people who didn't have
Bank accounts.
The store will cash your check
for a fee,
but you got to spend 20% in the store for them to cash your check at the register. So you got to go bust your ass at work all week, get paid, go shopping at the market, blow 20% of your check just to get 80% back.
Wow.
People were doing that every week. Older people too. Younger people were doing it because we're kids. We don't give a shit.
But doesn't that support the question in general, right?
Like, yeah, I mean, it's all about financial education.
So they knew. Let's just take this example for, and I don't want to keep saying the name. I might actually have to edit that out.
You want to say what?
The store's name.
Oh, this is the store I worked at. This is what it is. But it's not just that store. Walmart has the same practice. You come, they'll cash your check. You spend some money there. Actually, I think they actually might just do payroll checks flat out now, but they still charge a fee.
Wow.
Shit, even banks. Banks were started to do it. Like if you wrote me a check from Wachovia, I go to cash it at Wachovia. They ask me if I'm a member. And if
you have an account.
If I have an account. If I don't have an account, they charge me.
Well, that's typical. That's a typical thing.
It's a check on their bank. Written on their bank. Why are you going to charge me?
Well, if you're not an account holder, it doesn't matter. I mean, so you're using their services.
But I'm saying, but everybody charges, though. That's what I'm saying.
No, I get it. That's different, though.
But they're not charging 20%.
That's different, though, than a grocery store who, let's say, is it predominantly black employees at this grocery store that you worked with?
This one was.
I mean, let's explore.
It was dominated by the neighborhood,
which is primarily black.
This one was predominantly black. Correct.
Okay. And so, do you think they looked at their employee base and said, "Hey, this is another way for us to make more money"?
See, I would say that they just said that's another way for them to make more money because they had multiple stores, some in white neighborhoods. So I'm assuming the practices were blanketed across the board.
Sure, but were they actually targeting?
So I wouldn't say that the supermarket was targeted. That was just their policy.
And you know what?
But the check cashing places and the Chinese stores, they're definitely targeting the black community.
And I'm thinking too a little bit more broadly, like let's say Detroit, where there's white ghettos, just like there would be black ghettos in New York or Philly, right? They probably do the same thing. And again, that has to come back to a lack of education, right?
Yeah.
Of understanding finances and what interest really means. I mean, that's your money going out the door. It's crazy.
Oh, I agree.
This is something I'm passionate about. Mm-hmm. I like finance. I had to educate myself on it to the most part. Mm-hmm. Now, my parents instilled in me at a very young age about credit. And it's funny you mentioned that because that's something that you said that you weren't really taught about, right? Credit was the most important thing to my parents. We didn't have a lot of money, so they relied on their credit. Right. And they did. They had good credit. And so they told me, get a bank account, get a credit card as soon as you can. I mean, when I was 12 years old, I had a bank account. I remember my father sitting there co-signing the bank account for me.
Nope, never had money
in. You know? But that's interesting. So that's a big divide. And that comes down to education.
Yep. I agree. So, go figure.
Any other thoughts on
that? Yeah, wake up, black people. Stop being fucking used. Stop letting people come into your community and use you. Come together like everybody else, every other community, and, make shit happen for yourselves.
Yeah, the Chinese and Asian-owned businesses in these neighborhoods it's always fascinated me, and I never really understood that. So your thought there is that they're filling a need.
Yeah, they know there's money in the black community, and they know that black people spend money. Like, I'm not gonna say we're irresponsible with our money, but we're irresponsible with our money.
Well, you just said. I mean, if you're not educated on saving and stuff like that, then you're not going to save it.
Yeah,
bottom line.
And that's what it is, man. Like, so much money out there, and we just blow it. Just community-wise, just blow it. So, and they know it. They're like, oh, they're gonna blow it. They're gonna
taught yourself. You're great.
I learned. Yeah.
It took you, but you had some lessons.
I had some lessons. I had some hard lessons. I learned the hard way. And when I say the hard, remember we were talking one time over at work, And I told you my credit was like jacked up. This is like 10 years ago. And I was like, yeah, I got a credit card with a $300 limit. And you're like, what? $300?
I didn't even know they had credit cards with $300 limits.
Dude, I thought like, oh, so I got a $300 limit credit card. Boom, we doing it. That was terrible. I'm almost embarrassed to tell that story. Knowing what I know now, I'm almost embarrassed to tell that story.
Can I expand on that story a little bit?
Go for it.
This is going to embarrass you probably even more. But in the same conversation we were having that day, you said you had a $300 credit card limit. Blew me away. You told me the history as to why it happened. Yeah, and you torched your credit when you were younger. Yeah. But you were still feeling the pain from that when you went to go get your car or your truck. Oh my God, yes. And dude, it's not like you were riding in a brand new Escalade here. You were paying like some crazy amount of interest for a car note.
21%.
Oh my God, dude, that makes me sick.
I was paying 21% for a car note. Yes, I did.
21%.
Yep. My credit was jacked.
And your monthly note on a car with 120,000 miles on it.
I didn't have 120,000 miles on it. No, motherfucker,
I'm just saying.
Back up.
It was just
no.
Some car with 400,000 miles on it.
So the logistics of the financials was my credit was bad. My credit was terrible. I was paying 21% interest. My car, I think I bought, it was like $16,000. 21% interest over, I don't remember how many months, like 60 months. I don't think it was 60. It was like 40, 50,
48 months.
Maybe 48 months. My note was like $453 for a $16,000 car.
That's insane, bro.
Yeah, I know. But I didn't know, like I said, back then I didn't know what I knew. I didn't know what I know now. And I was more interested in looking apart than being financially
secure,
sound and secure. You know what I mean? And that's another thing that a lot of people do. We spend money trying to look big and trying to look fancy. And for what?
Is that a thing?
You go broke trying to be cool.
Is that a thing?
That is a thing.
Really?
White people do it too. Don't get it twisted. It's called keeping up with the Joneses.
Understood. That's what I was just gonna say that.
We're gonna
What?
Yeah.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm just saying, y'all do it too.
Why are you getting so judgy and defensive?
I'm not gonna judge. I'm just saying, y'all do it too.
I was gonna go there. It is. I got there first. It is called keeping up with the Joneses. Takes place in the suburbs.
Yeah, it's bad, man.
Oh, check out what the Smiths got. They just got a brand new Beamer X5.
Yeah.
Right? Oh shit! Now I got to go out and get one.
Yeah.
Does that exist in the black community in a different way?
Yeah, I mean, you it's the exact same thing, man. People, you know what? It's human nature.
It is.
Everybody wants to be big. Everybody wants to be fancy. Everybody wants to be flashy. You see it on social media. Everybody wants to be somebody important. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. We're wanting that, but people go broke.
That's what's fucked up with social media. I mean, it's
not social media because they've been doing it way before social media.
No, but the fact that you said that, it makes this way more prevalent.
Yeah.
Now, before social media, it was way more dialed into your neighbor, the people you interacted with directly, right?
Right.
Now that there's social media, you're trying to keep up with people you've never seen in your life or you've never met.
I don't care. What did I say? What's my car? A 2004 Mercury Grand Marquis. And that bitch floats like a cloud, and I will keep it to the goddamn wheels fall off. And I'm not buying another thing. I don't care. I don't care about fancy cars. I don't care about fancy clothes. I don't care about jewelry. I don't care about none of that. Back in the day when I was younger, I would buy whatever. I wouldn't care. Earrings, gold earrings, diamond earrings, boom. Chains, boom. Sneakers, boom. Clothes, boom. Buying it. Cars, buying it. I didn't care. Now, not at all. I'm telling you, what? I was gonna say like financial education. Have you ever heard Dave Ramsey? Go listen to Dave Ramsey. Google Dave Ramsey. Find him on YouTube. Go get you.
And he's not a sponsor of ours.
He's not a sponsor, but at this point, this is just about education, man. If you want to get financially right, you want to learn financial education. This world is about knowledge and sharing it.
And that's what social media should be used for.
Yeah.
Instead, we use it to prop up these ideas.
Falseness.
Yeah, I guess you could use that term. I mean, it's not real.
No.
I mean, you're seeing the best part of people's lives when in reality they're sitting on the couch next to their wife watching the same show they watch every night, just like everybody else.
I tell you, if one thing is going to happen, this COVID-19 canceling all these shows and all these events and all these outings, all these party promoters out there pretending that they got big money, all these rappers out there pretending they got big money, all these people out there pretending they got big money. Your ass is going to get shown up today because guess what's happening? The money flow stops. What do you really have? What are those chains going to do for you? What are those fancy cars going to do for you? They're going to pull more money out of your pocket.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's an interesting take on things.
So.
All right. Well, what do you think? We wrap it up?
Yeah. Wrap it up.
All right. Well,
I think it was a song. Wrap it up. I'll take it. Remember the commercial?
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, I know the song.
Oh.
And you sound terrible singing it.
Ooh.
All right, we're gonna end it. Thanks for listening. Until next time.
Long,
visit us at askablackguy.com or submit some topics, comments to our email, podcast@askablackguy.com. See ya.
All right, guys. Take it easy.